Good morning, good evening, good night, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Welcome once again to another session of Living World of Darkness. This is a scene for the Mage venue. We open up our scene actually focusing on a new cast member of this play. One who, though she may have felt a vague calling towards greater things, has never quite experienced that pop. Until just now. Right now, our lens focuses on the character of Isis Cher. What is this character up to?
Isis has just got home from work and she is exhausted. First things first, before she even goes or does anything, she immediately goes into the bathroom and draws herself a bath and goes into a little compartment underneath her sink and pulls out a bunch of bath salts, lush bombs, and things of that nature, and just relaxes in and kind of lets the warm water and the oils just relax away the tension of the day. Um, Tonight being a very special night for her, she believes that she needs to be clean before she does anything remotely magical. You see, for someone like Isis, there is a belief that she holds quite dear, a belief that has shaped her opinion, her livelihood, her general outlook, and how she interacts with people. Um, Isis considers herself a witch, but not the specific kind of witch that goes into a pool of gook and mush when confronted with water, or goes around casting malignant spells, or not a person who is over in love and overindulged in the Harry Potter fan fiction. No, she is someone that both honors and loves nature, believes in the who believes in the goddess and believes in her good nature and believes that her calling, that everything that she is directly connected to that. But before she does anything to give her daily her daily worship, her daily peace offering, her daily time for the goddess, she has to make sure that she's ready both mind, body, and spirit. So after her bath is drawn, she dries herself and heads into her spot where she has committed a shrine and set all things aside, and first begins by lighting some candles and centering herself, allowing her mind to go still and ridding it of the nuances of the day before she gives her all.
As she begins to meditate in front of the altar, this time she feels a particular push towards a part of it, towards a section that may not be the prominent centerpiece, but one that is a very, very reflective, mirror-like surface. She feels almost guided towards whatever this object may be.
Isis will go towards the mirror, gently caress it, and believing that nothing is chance and nothing is coincidence, just allows her mind to wander and allows her instincts to do the talking rather than her.
As she runs her hand over the cool surface, she'll you hear a very, very faint sort of humming sound coming from it as the surface begins to warm just a little bit.
As she looks down towards the mirror and feeling the hum, she will mutter to herself, praise the goddess. She thanks the goddess for this new realization, this new revelation. She's eager to what blessing she'll receive this evening.
The mirror this time, although all of the other times she has handled it, she may have felt the pull of the goddess's presence with her. Now she sees that it is actually changing before her, the surface taking on the kind of quality of a very clear pool of water. This pool of water now reflects the area behind her, although it looks slightly different from normal, while almost ethereal in a sense.
At that point, Isis will probably trace her hands across the cool water to see if it's real, to see if she's having some type of trippy hallucination.
As she touches it, the surface is still mostly solid, but even the slightest bit of pressure, it feels almost as if her fingers are going through it. It ripples around her fingers and emits a slight hum as she does so.
Um, More intrigued, more curious than anything, she will push her hand through the surface.
She will find that it has very little resistance or surface tension. Her hand goes inside of it and it does not come out the back. She can still see it in that vaguely strange space.
Isis would probably increase her breathing and probably hope to perhaps steady her hand because the excitement of the moment and what she's witnessing is a bit too much. As she looks at it again and will almost hesitantly try to pull her hand back out to see if there's resistance. Still just kind of in awe of the sensation of what's going on.
She's definitely able to pull her hand back out. It doesn't seem intent on forcing her into the mirror, though when she does, she will notice the vague, just a small bit of what appears to be spider webs hanging off of her arm.
She'll look down, look, and then probably more so out of curiosity, perhaps stupidity, pushes her hand back in, probably further than she did before, to see how much she can actually go inside.
Oddly enough, despite the small size of the mirror,
hmm
wherever she puts it on her hand, it seems to increase in size just a little bit to allow her through.
And she will go through.
Upon walking through, she finds herself in what appears to be her bedroom. She will notice that she is now entirely nude, and everything around her, while she can see the sort of insubstantial overlay of what she's used to, everything is sort of glowing with a bit of natural kind of energy.
There is a brief moment of apprehension, of nervousness as she remembers being completely clothed before she touched her mirror, and looks down at her nude body and thinks to herself, well, can't back out now, and kind of just starts to trace her hands around her bedroom to see if there's anything different, uh, listening for sounds and new things as she gets new trying as she's trying to get used to this new sensation, this new feeling. Not exactly sure what this is.
Her bedroom, everything that she touches, it seems familiar and distant at the same time, as if even the inanimate objects that she's running her hands over are alive, if only asleep. The real interesting part comes as she passes the window and notices not the gray city blocks that she's used to seeing, but rather a fairly thick wooded area.
Noticing the thick wooded area, she will. Does she feel drawn towards it, or is it just sort of there?
It definitely seems very inviting. It calls to you much more than the gray concrete that you're used to.
Isis will venture on, thinking that perhaps this is some type of a test. Perhaps the goddess has a blessing for her that her body, that she has to prove that she deserves before she can receive it. So she's ready to believe it. So she motions herself and moves towards the wooded area.
The wooded area is thick enough that it seems like it expands on into forever. But through the center, there appears to be a winding path of tall grass, though no thickets or brambles that would hurt her as she walks. The closer, or rather the further from her home she gets, the darker the woods around her.
Instead of the first primal instinct being to run, but on the other hand, there's this desire, this feeling to push on, this feeling to see what's beyond the looking glass. What is she going to stumble on? What is she going to find as she pushes on into the unknown?
Eventually, it reaches a point where the path is black as pitch, and she can hardly even see her hand in front of her face. As she gets to this point, she hears some rustling in the woods. Before long, small blue flames begin to light the path in front of her.
She smiles as she kind of says a silent prayer to the goddess, thanking her for her blessings and wisdom, as this is indeed something that was ordained. As she smiles and pushes forward, following the path that's been lit before her.
Each of the little wisps that she follows, as she comes close to it, the cool sort of fire disappears, and each one reads out one of the old laws of her faith. The journey is actually surprisingly long. Plenty of time for them to go through just about all of them before she finds herself once again in the dark, in front of the mouth of a massive cave.
She will just sort of take in the surroundings and take her time. And this right here, whatever she's witnessing, whatever place she's in, she doesn't want to rush it, as the lesson that she is supposed to learn, she believes, is supposed to be important and special. So she waits at the beginning of the cave and steps through.
The cave appears almost too dark to see, although she'll notice a faint blue glow coming from the mirror in her hand.
Can the mirror be used as a torch of some kind?
Yeah.
Well, she will hold the mirror outwards, the reflective surface facing out, as she follows the glow, as she allows the glow to fill up the entrance, and then proceeds to walk a path.
The mouth of the cave this time does not appear to be undisturbed and natural like the rest of what she has been seeing. The mouth of the cave seems very, very much lived in, and as she shines the mirror over different surfaces, she sees the remains of a bonfire. She sees, interestingly enough, very primitive tools for weaving cloth. She also sees bones, some of them identifiable as human.
Brief feeling of fear and panic as she notices the bones on the floor, and will observe and look. Is there anything discernible about what's on the floor?
There does appear to be an area covered in the hides of animals, perhaps some form of bed, although most of it isn't terribly specific, short of primitive weapons and the remains of what could be the meals of a great beast or something else.
With that, Isis will call out into the cave and, hello?
Why do you disturb me here?
Forgive me. I didn't mean to disturb your dwelling.
She'll notice in the shadows of the cave there is a figure mostly obscured by darkness. Who sent you to this place of dwelling?
I I fell through a mirror.
And as the slitted eyes of this figure glance down at the mirror, she releases a very, very loud hiss. Put that away.
She does as she's told.
The figure, now fully in the darkness, creeps a bit closer. Who are you?
My name is Isis.
What brought you here?
I I was praying to the goddess, and I think she answered my prayer as she looks towards in the distance.
So your goddess sent you here to me. What is it you're seeking?
Isis will pause and ponder as she considers the question. I seek understanding. I seek to understand myself, and through understanding myself, the goddess will reveal her wisdom.
You come here for understanding. What is it that you don't fully grasp?
I don't grasp the Sometimes the goddess speaks to me, but other times she remains elusive. Other times I always felt that there was a yearning in me, a desire that I could be more, but whenever I reached for towards it or tried to grasp it, it always eluded me. I always felt that there was more.
So you wish to speak the language of the divine.
I do.
And with this knowledge, what will you do? How will you use it?
She smiles. I guess the gut reaction would be to be responsible, but gaining a power, one must see and test the limitations of it, see where my threshold lies, see where the beginning and end is, if any.
See the beginning and the end. And with this knowledge, how will you put it to use?
She smiles and chuckles. I'll master it. She chuckles again. I'm almost startled at her own voice, not realizing that she could be so bold. I want to control it, understand it, feel it, and grow stronger.
The creature shifts forward. Now, though it is extremely dark in here, you can start to sort of make out the features of the reptilian woman. So it's power you seek.
And knowledge to be better, better than I was yesterday.
So there is nothing greater feared than a woman with power. She grins and reveals two very long, snake-like fangs. You would do this, even if it meant becoming an outcast.
Most things, I find, require a bit. Anything worth having, anything that's worth it, you have to want it. And being an outcast is a price, then I suppose my power will keep me company.
And perhaps the goddess did mean for you to meet me.
And she sort of stares at her in a bit of almost awe, trying to not fear, just a studying, quizzical look.
Understanding the divine comes at a price of alienation, a price of dabbling in that which may be impossible to understand, the price of danger and unrest. You accept this?
She ponders for a second and holds her body close as she considers the weight of what she could be accepting. It almost seems minutes, seconds turn into minutes, and minutes turn into hours as she finally looks up. Yes.
She nods. Then continue forward, priestess. Drink from the lake at the center of this cave. You'll be able to see the language of the divine. And the cave will begin to be bathed in a very light golden sort of luminescence as the massive reptilian form before you begins to shift aside. Prove to me this was an investment worth making.
Body trembling with excitement as tears start streaming down her face as she is a bit overwhelmed by everything that's happening so quickly and so fast as she takes each step. Her breath quickens as she starts to feel almost at peace, feel almost as if things are falling into place. That moment of realization that perhaps she could be, might be, as she goes towards the lake and as she traces her hands over the lake and hums to herself and then cupping the hands and will offer a small prayer to the goddess and drinks deeply of out of the cupped water in her hands.
As she drinks deeply of the glowing water in the lake, it seems as if she's able to consume all of it until she finds herself waking up as if from a dream in the middle of the woods. The only evidence of what has just happened being her own nudity and the mirror in her hand. She hears a very, very quiet chuckle echo in the back of her skull. Meanwhile, Alaric, in the middle of the night, approximately 2 hours before the events that have just been told, will find himself waking up restless as he hears the snarling, the great wolf in his head, beckoning him to head towards Long Island. With it, there is a surge of spiritual primal energy.
He'll wake up, sort of growl to himself for a moment, get dressed, and before heading out, he is going to walk over to a couple of the plants that he keeps in his room, brushing fingers along the leaves. He will attempt to activate spirit speech. Okay.
Roll for it.
I think we got it.
Yep, it's active.
Little one.
Yes.
The spiritual world seems to be in a bit of a quake at the moment. Do you have any idea why?
Someone's eyes has just opened.
Do you know where they are? Where can I find them? I've been told by my avatar somewhere out in Long Island.
Nearest refuge of green and nature in the city, wherever that may be.
Can you call to Butterfly for me?
The spirit shrugs. I could try. There are none in the building.
I'll try once I get outside. Thank you. And he'll offer up a point of quintessence.
The spirit will consume it readily.
Sleep now, little one. And he'll leave, and he'll try to make his way as quickly as he can to Long Island.
Guided by the tracking sense of a great wolf, it doesn't take him long to make it to the woods, where there he will see just waking up is Isis. I'll reiterate that she is naked and has a mirror.
Well, sort of look curiously.
She'll look up and kind of scamper back, falling over her own weight.
Alar will sort of put down the sunglasses, cock an eyebrow, and tilt his head. Oh. Good morning, Sleeping Beauty.
Avert your eyes. And she just looks at you. Where am I? As she
Long
tries
Island.
to cover herself out of modesty.
There are some good-sized bushes over there. You're in Long Island. Or on Long Island, I should say. On.
Do you have a jacket that I could use?
Here. And he will take off his Cabal jacket for a moment. I want that back, though.
As you wish. It would be a little awkward if a naked woman is traveling beside you.
We'll get you some
Especially-
clothes. I have a house close by here. We can get you some clothes.
Thank you. Who did you say you were again?
I didn't. My name is Alaric, though. And who are you? Wait,
Are you going to hurt me?
am I going to hurt you? No.
My name is Isis.
It's rude to attack those that just open their eyes.
She gives you a quiz look. Then you
Hmm?
then you ha- have you spoken to something that you didn't quite understand?
Oh, I know exactly who this motherfucker is, as he points to his head.
Hmm. This is all a little confusing, but
Here, we'll walk and talk.
all right.
So, what is your name?
My name is Isis.
Isis. Huh. Unpleasant name to have in New York.
I'm a very unorthodox girl. I don't expect to be understood.
Hmm. Still, at this point, you may want to change it.
Why?
Names are powerful.
Should I be ashamed of it?
No, but a little healthy dose of paranoia goes a long way.
Gives you this kind of soft look as if she's still trying to understand your intentions.
I mean, you're a baby, not like you've pissed anybody off yet, but still.
Pissed anybody off yet? She kind of smiles. Give it time. I'm pretty sure I will.
And Alark, as they are walking, will start to take himself and Isis towards his house on Long Island. So,
Upon reaching the door, she'll turn to you and ask, "May I come in?"
yes.
She'll shake her head and follow behind you.
The house that they go inside is the house where Alark awoke. It's been cleaned up, but it's very sparse now. So, who did you speak to?
You just
What did you speak to?
said a healthy dose of super being suspicious is healthy. Should I tell you?
That's up to you. I can't tell you where your paranoia should start or end.
Once I'm
How
able
about this?
once I'm able to wrap my head around it, ask me again.
How about an easier question?
All right.
Who do you think it was?
I think it was the goddess or a manifestation of her.
Hmm. Yours must have been much more pleasant than mine.
There are things that I saw some would consider quite disturbing.
Nobody died, right? You didn't kill anyone.
She remained silent.
Because if you did, I have a few more phone calls to make.
I'm not sure.
Hmm. That mirror,
Yes.
let's see. You woke up naked, holding the mirror. I'm gonna roll intelligence cosmology, if that's okay.
Sure. What are you trying to figure out?
Basically, are those 2 points of a possible umbral jaunt?
Okay, go for it.
There we go. Yep. Nothing.
You don't know.
Huh. Is there anything else that you saw that you'd like to let me know about?
She studies you.
As he walks into the kitchen, you'll hear the click of an electric kettle and the clink of ceramic mugs.
Yes. I saw lots of things. I remember being in my room, walking, and then seeing things that I shouldn't be able to see. And I approached a cave, and there were lots and lots of bones, some human.
Hmm.
So, to answer your previous question, did I kill someone? The proper response would be, I don't know.
And you spoke to someone.
Something.
What else did you do?
Hmm.
Did you pick something up from the cave?
No. I remember calling out, and something responded.
Oh. How do I put this? Oh, how do I put this in a way that'll make me seem less like Hagrid and more like I know what I'm talking about?
Harry Potter is sweet fiction, but I do believe that it gives a improper classification and explanation of what magic can be.
That depends entirely on your view of the world.
No, that's the only view I know. Which is just why I say it's a little.
For you, that's probably true. That is true. For me, eh,
To each
doesn't
his own.
it doesn't necessarily stop me from doing anything. Huh. Well, I guess the best way to do this is to do it the way it was done to me. Welcome to being awake.
When you say awake, what do you mean?
I mean, you've been sleeping, and now you are awake.
I. What? That doesn't make any sense.
It does. A little bit. Think of it as think of it as the world has finally decided that you are ready to learn everything about the nightmare that it actually is.
Did I say you should probably go more slowly than that? It feels as if there should be a beginning, a middle, and the end to that story you're telling.
Okay. And he'll continue with the preparation of making tea. So we're gonna start at the beginning. Now, you've believed in the goddess, I believe
Yeah.
you said.
Yes,
How long have you believed in the goddess?
all my life.
All your life. Interesting. So, you've believed in the goddess.
Yes. I'm a Wiccan.
Now, those practices, I've heard of a couple being able to use those practices as actually legitimate means to an end. It doesn't necessarily work for me that way, but it works for you that way. Because the world now, in the middle where we're at, the world has decided to make you one of the people able to influence it. Your will is now a force within the world.
So you mean
You are a will worker. You are a You are a budding scholar of the arcane. You're a magus, a witch, whatever you want to name it.
she kind of gives you an exasperated look? I was a witch yesterday, and apparently I'm a witch today. But that's not answering my question.
Okay. Come with me.
Where are we going?
Outside.
All right.
And I will take, I will walk over to one of the many rose bushes. And Alaric will bend down and he will pluck a rose from the bush. And I'm going to spend a willpower and another point of quintessence to have the cut rose grow to wrap around my hand.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Now I do believe, hold on. Alter simple creature is applicable here. One of my rotes.
Yeah.
Alright. So that brings it down another one. With willpower and that 6, I do believe that is 2 successes.
Mm-hmm. It'll slowly begin to grow at your command.
How are you doing that? What is that?
Magic. It's my will influencing the world around me. And this is the world that you have woken up in. Good morning.
That's a lot to sink in. I'm not sure if I'm ready to believe that just yet.
Believe what you want to believe. The fact of the matter is, if I felt you awaken, others did too. And some of those people are not nice people.
So you mean that... What? She just looks at him. So, what? Is somebody trying to hurt me now?
Yep. Because, like it or not, believe it or not, use it or not, you are now what a very specific group of individuals likes to call a reality deviant.
Sounds dirty.
To them it is. What we need to do is we need to get you to safety. And we need to get you behind wards until you can start to learn to defend yourself.
I can take care of myself on my own, I think.
What I just did with the rose, that was nice. That was... One second.
As Isis sits there and starts to think and ponder and wonder, what on earth has she gotten herself into?
Where was I?
You were talking about reality deviants.
What I did was nice. These people, they don't usually play nice. You've heard of the term shoot first, ask questions later?
Yes.
Right. These people are drop C4 and then ask questions never.
I see.
So I'm going to make a phone call. There's tea in the kitchen. And if you go up the stairs and take the third door on the right, there are um, two bedrooms down that hallway. One is mine. One was my grandmother's. Whichever clothes you like best, go ahead.
Where is your grandmother?
She's dead.
I'm sorry.
You didn't kill her. One of the people that I'm talking about did.
She just nod her head. Somehow I don't think that someone would lie about something like that.
No. Anyway,
And she will go upstairs and is is there a towel and washcloth that I can use?
there's a bathroom and a shower if you need it.
Alright. And she goes upstairs and washes and changes her clothes.
While she is doing that, Alaric will call Tommy.
Tommy will pick up the phone. Yo.
Sup? I found a stray cat in the woods.
What?
Somebody has opened their eyes.
Really? At 4 in the morning?
At 4 in the morning. Trust me, I got woken up at 2. So,
I guess you can borrow some of my sleeping pills. Where are you?
I'm at my house.
Okay. Be there eventually.
Okay.
Does she'll hang up.
And Alaric will go back into the house, sit down, wait for Isis to finish up, and or Tony to get there, whichever happens first.
After
Tommy show up an hour later.
If it's going to be an hour, Alaric's going to start, like, frying bacon.
when she starts smelling the bacon, she will come out of the bathroom dressed, t-shirt, jeans. Thank you.
No problem.
They'll hear a knock at the door.
2 bits.
Let me in, it's cold as fuck.
The door's unlocked.
Homie will walk inside.
Bacon?
Yeah, sure. She is showing up literally an hour later with Starbucks.
For just her or for everybody?
For just her.
Ah.
I called all the way here at 4 in the morning. What's going on?
Isis. Tomi. Isis.
Hello?
Hey! So, first day, huh? How's it going?
I would like to go home.
He's not keeping you here against your will, is he? She looks over at Alaric.
Yes. Yes, I am. I kept her so much here against her will that I've let her borrow my clothes and use my shower.
Quite specifically, Alaric, you said that it would not be safe for me to go home, and that's something that refers to you and apparently me as a reality deviant, and that it wouldn't be safe. But I did.
Oh, you just picked her up and all you're doing is talking about the shitty stuff? Come on, dude.
I tried to show her the nice stuff as he's portioning out bacon into 3 plates and then getting ready to cook eggs. But how did you respond?
Isis kind of rolls her eyes. How do you expect anyone else to respond to something like that? Well, as she says kind of sarcastically as she arches an eyebrow.
Well, once I got over my grandmother dying, I was actually quite happy to learn.
The point still remains that it's a lot to take in. Perhaps, I don't know, sleeping in my own bed, trying to figure out if I did in fact fall through the looking glass. Is the earth still spinning? Am I trapped in a matrix as she just kind of like rubs her head?
Look, you're in New York. The only thing that is different right now is you. That is the only thing that has changed.
What next? Are you going to sit in a swivel chair and give me a pill? Like, I'm sorry, but
No, it's all good. It's normal to be freaked out. I was pretty freaked out too.
Same.
So, if you want to go back to your place, we could probably set up something kind of rudimentary to make it safer. We have like a pretty damn secure place all the way over in Manhattan, but you're totally not obligated to come.
I don't want to sound rude, but I don't. I just need maybe a few days to find my head.
Cool.
Yeah, no problem at all. So, I don't know if it's too early or not to ask, but like, how do I put this? What kind of stuff are you into? Like, what do you believe in all magically? Do you have any ideas yet?
I'm a Wiccan.
Oh, that's
Alaric
actually
smiles. She spoke to the goddess.
I think I know who we can hook you up with. You know, like others who believe like you do and can help you out more than we can.
Who might that be?
Um, oh, what's her name? She Tomi pauses and like thinks for a minute. Oh, right. Her name's Melusine. Um, she's one of us. She's super cool. If you want to go back to wherever you stay, we could like secure it a little, and then I can point her to you.
All right. That sounds good. Thank you.
Cool. She gestures over at Alark. This one didn't freak you out too much, did he?
He he's nice. A little grumpy, but he's nice.
Cool. Well, it's not all like fear and terror and bad stuff. It's actually pretty awesome. So try not to be
Really?
too.
Really? I thought that, I don't know, the agents were going to come to get me and throw me in a room. Never see me again. She just turns to Alaric like,
They, you weren't taking Hagrid's speech.
because fuck Harry Potter. She just looks at him like, I'm not 11. I'm
Well,
sorry.
like
Well, what
on the
would
bright side, there's a whole lot of us, and we all have a vested interest in making sure nobody gets sent to room 102 for reconditioning.
shudders as he puts down the plates?
The hell are you
Food.
talking about? I was making a joke.
No, we're not.
Just rubs her head.
Food. Eat.
Thank you again. And she'll eat.
So, what? And he'll sit down and he'll look at Tomy. What can we do about her place?
For now, we could probably throw up some basic defenses. I mean, it's not like anybody's actively hunting a recently awoken mage. Just put something simple up to help her sleep at night and then keep an eye on it.
Hmm.
Don't worry, not in like a creepy stalker spy kind of way.
Thank you for explaining that. She just turns to her.
Don't worry.
So Ceiling Cat won't be watching me. She's just like,
I'll make sure Aiden knows to keep his bugs away.
Aiden has bugs? Who's Aiden?
He's one of us. He's kind of a weirdo. Like a good weirdo, but, you know.
Fun weirdo.
Okay.
So yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, where'd you put my jacket?
I put it upstairs. It's on the doorknob.
Thanks. Delar, go upstairs and go get his jacket.
So it's now approaching 5 in the morning, and I kind of want to get back to bed. You guys want to go get the place sorted out?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. And Tommy will push a button on her keys, and her car will do the little unlock ding ding. And she'll head outside.
Isis will give the address of a small little apartment in the village.
Wow. It spat you out really far.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. And Tommy will hop in the car and drive all the way there at the speed of plot.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Once they get there, Tommy will probably miss the building at first, circle around the block, and then finally park in front of it.
Isis will probably dig for her keys. Well, she's naked, so I'm going to assume the door's left open. So she goes in, and you'll see a black cat on the couch. That's Hephaestus. And she will, and this is my house. And you'll see a whole bunch of paraphernalia, like little thick and witchy stuff around the house. All his signs and stuff.
So, I feel almost silly asking you this question, but do you have any candles? Preferably white ones, like the little white ones?
Yeah, give me a second. And she will go over and hand you, how many did you say you need?
She'll kind of think for a minute. 2 for every opening, like a door or a window in the house.
What are you thinking? Prime spirit?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She hands you about 7 white candles. 8, rather.
Alaric will look over. What are you thinking? Prime spirit?
No, I'm thinking just a simple alarm system. If anything crosses this place without her permission, she'll know. And she just shrugs.
Need help?
Yeah, you could probably give me a hand. Can the 2 of you put 2 candles in front of each opening?
What are you using?
Tommy is going to be using Correspondence 2, Mind 1, and since Alaric is helping, let's throw in Life 1 too. And it will detect all living beings that trespass. And since we're all working together, let's all roll our arete. Yay!
Oh. Oh, wow. But. Damn.
Nice thing.
Can't have nice things. Have nice things. I think the candles just kind of shatter and break.
Yeah, Alaric, one of the candles he's holding shatters, and he is going to be taking 1 point of paradox.
Nice.
No.
Ow.
And he is now out of the equation. Dude, you gotta be more careful than that. You're gonna blow the place up.
Please don't blow up my apartment.
I'm not used to spatial magic. Not yet.
Yeah, I can tell. And yeah, Tommy is going to walk around, and as she's lighting the candles, she kind of sprinkles a little bit of chalk from her pocket into the candles, and takes her damn sweet time. It's probably a good, 15 minutes of her walking around and doing this. Nice!
Nice. Lark just got in the way.
And one more for treasure. There. And after she's done lighting all the candles, she'll sort of put her lighter away and clap her hands. There. So nothing should get in here without warning you. And that way you should have plenty of time to, bug out if you have to.
Is running still a viable option?
Is what?
Running a viable option, or can they do weird shit?
They can do weird.
Shit. But running's always an option. Usually they gotta catch you first.
Yeah, they don't normally want to do the weird shit right away. So, looks over at Tommy. Maybe give her a card?
Oh, yeah, totally. Tommy will reach into her pocket, grab a little business card out of her wallet, and on the back she will scribble her name and phone number. And underneath it, she will include the name Melusine Giraudet and another phone number. She's a lot more of a witch than the two of us are, so if you hook up with her, she can probably teach you a lot more than we can.
Okay.
Yep. We just kind of sort of improvise.
All right.
So yeah, welcome to all this stuff. If you need anything at all, feel free to call me. I'll do my best to help.
Same, and Alaric will jot down his number as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So, unless there's anything else you needed right now, I feel my bed calling to me.
I would like to go to bed as well. So, not to be an ungracious hostess, but
Get the
I
fuck
believe
out.
our meeting time has come to an end.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, dude. Have a good night. And Tommy is going to grab Alaric by his sleeve and tug him out.
Bye, guys.
Anyway.
Later. And unless there was anything else to do, I think this is a good time to end our scene.
Yep.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Blessed be.